Now so far we have covered the basics of translate animation. Now it's time to check out our real translate animation by applying the smooth translate transitions to our UI element. Now, if you look at our Connect 4 game application, the animation is very smooth. That is, these circles or the disk are falling from top to bottom very smoothly. So how to implement such animation to our circle? So for that here, within our XML file, let us drag and drop a button within the pane at the bottom. And now select the button, go to the properties and change the name to Start Animation button. Click somewhere else and now move to the code and give it some ID. Let's call it My Button. For the time being, let us click somewhere else to save it. Go to the controller and declare it at the top. And now let us implement the onClick event handler on this button. So again I will use my button dot set on action, and this time I am going to use the lambda expression directly. So I will use event and then arrow and then curly bracket open and close, and within this I will write my code, such as I will call the method of start animation that I will create shortly. Let us create this method, alt plus enter. Yes, and let us write our code to apply the translate animation to our circle, because we want our circle to move from top to bottom. So for that we need to use the class of translate transition. From the package of JavaFX.animation, select it, define the variable name equal to new translate transition. And now let us set the duration of this transition by using the method of setDuration and pass the value in seconds. So for that use duration dot seconds and let us give it 2 seconds right now. So our animation will continue for 2 seconds. And then on which object you want to apply the transition. I want to apply the transition on this circle. So for that let us get the reference of this circle. Let us use transition.setNode method and pass circle here. Now this circle is basically present as a local variable within the initialize method. So why don't we do one thing, let us pass the circle reference within the set animation method, and here as well let us define our circle like this. So here we will get the reference to this circle within our start animation method. And now finally, to make our animation start, use transition.play method. So this play method will actually start your animation. And before we use the play method, let us define from where to where you want this animation to happen. I want this animation to happen along the y-axis. So let us use transition.set2y method. And there I will use 200 pixel. Fine, let us now launch our application. And here is our circle. Let us now click on start animation button. And there we go, this is our animation going on. And our animation exactly lasted for about 2 seconds that we have defined it here, right? And if you want, you can also make your animation more faster by reducing the time, such as 1 second. Let us now launch our application and start the animation, and there we go, our animation is now more faster. And if you want it to appear like it is falling from the top, then what you can do is you can again reduce the time to 0.5 second. Start the animation and there we go. It now appears like it is falling from top to bottom, right? And now you can also apply the animation along the x-axis. So instead of set to y, use set to x like this. And you may also change the travel distance. Let us call it 300 along the x-axis. Let us now launch our application. Start the animation, and there we go, we had our animation along the x-axis this time. Fine, like this. And regarding our code, we can also trim down our code by using the parameterized constructor in case of translate transition. Now, here we can simply pass the duration, cut it within the constructor as a first parameter, and then we can pass the node value as a second parameter here, like this. Let us now remove these two lines of code. So now our code is more cleaner. Let us now launch our application and test it again. Start the animation, and there we go, our animation is still working perfectly fine. So here I have simply used the predefined parameterized constructor, where the first parameter it takes as a duration and the second parameter is the node on which you want to apply the animation. Fine. So this is all about the translate transition. And now that we have covered all the topics related to the Connect 4 game application, so now we can proceed and go ahead and start creating our Connect 4 game application from scratch. So from the next topic onwards, let's be a proud coder and let us start creating our game from scratch. I am totally excited for this wonderful journey. Are you?